At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we'll help you bundle your auto and home coverage, saving you money and time. Find us at fbfs.com/protect. It's your future. Let's protect it. Farm Bureau Property and Casualty Insurance Company, Western Agricultural Insurance Company.
This is Conversate with Us with Chris Donovan and Evelyn Rivas.
Hey, what's going on? This is Chris Donovan. You are listening to Conversate with Us, and that is my beautiful wife. That's you. You're supposed to talk now.
I need an introduction.
Oh, sorry. My beautiful, amazing, adorable, lovely.
Just say my name.
Oh, Evelyn Rivas.
Hey guys, how's it going?
I forgot that part.
Nerd.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm doing really, really good. I'm like good
neighbor. State Farm is there
on some good vibes right now.
Yeah, no, you had some good news earlier today, which was kind of cool.
Yeah. I did.
I cooked dinner, but let's get to that first. I cooked dinner.
You did cook dinner,
Yes.
so let's talk about what we're eating.
Okay, so right now we're eating basically a steamed white rice with I have a iceberg salad with some cheese
Straight from
and
the
some
bag.
cucumbers.
Yes.
And then I have a seared ahi tuna, compliments of our neighbor. I cooked it, but he gave it to us.
Okay, so shout out to Kurt.
Yeah, right.
Because our neighbor Kurt is awesome. He likes to go fishing, and we have been savoring.
So do I, Kurt.
Thanks for the invite, Kurt. And he brought us back some fish and was like, "Hey guys, you want some?" We're like, "Yes, please." Keep in mind, this was a while back. Yep. This was a couple months ago. So the fresh tuna we used right away. We made poke bowls.
Sushi grade. Oh my god, it was so good.
It was the bomb.
Oh,
it
so
was
yummy.
so incredible. So then after that, we put some stuff in the freezer and we kind of just
cook it as we need it.
I guess just kind of forgot though.
It was a lot.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, we did.
We kind of were like not thinking about it, and we're like, what can we make with it? Is it going to still taste as good now that it was frozen? It tastes bomb. It is so good. So that is what I'm having. I'm having mixed baby greens.
Field greens.
Field
with
greens.
some vinaigrette dressing.
With it, no, I'm having ginger.
Oh.
Some other kind.
Ginger dressing.
Balsamic ginger.
Balsamic vinaigrette.
Yeah, it's a different one than the
That
other
looks good.
vinaigrette that we
The
have.
cool thing is I was just barely used a little bit of seasoning. I had a little bit of onion powder. Oh, no, sorry, garlic powder. I used some of your seasoning stuff that you have over there. I forgot the name of it. And I put a little cayenne pepper on mine.
It's really good.
So
I would just like to say I am really enjoying you working from home.
I hope everybody listens to this podcast does also.
Yeah, because otherwise he's got to go back to work.
Yeah, I have a little
He's
more
got a real
time.
job.
Okay, let's get into right now.
Okay, let's get into our right now.
Right now.
So we're back. We're back from 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
A week off. We had vacation. We went to Yosemite, which is really cool.
In the meantime, it was 4th of July.
Oh, yeah.
All kinds of chaos, lots of fun. I mean, probably one of our most favorite camping trips we've ever been on.
Yeah.
Realistic.
But we were vacation drinking,
We were.
which is basically you wake up and you have a red beer.
No, that's you.
Okay.
That was you and
Then
your
you
sister.
go to bed and you are on vodka.
and your sister, which, by the way, you know her from the last podcast, the sister-in-law or tornado-in-law
Tornado-in-law.
episode. She was spent a lot of time
Here.
drinking with you.
Yeah. It's like a family tradition.
Yeah, wake up, drink beer. Go to
So,
sleep, drinking more beer.
it was
you
fun,
guys
though.
were drinking a lot.
We went fishing.
Yes, caught fish.
Yeah, Cassie caught a fish.
Yes.
Say hi, Cassie.
Hello.
She caught I think it was her second fish. Your dad caught a fish.
He did. He was so happy, and he caught it almost with his bare hands.
I know, right?
Because it came off of the pole, and when he pulled it up off the rock, I guess it came off the hook.
And then it landed on the
And
ground.
it landed on the ground. He's like, no! So he went and grabbed it with his bare hand. I had to grabbed my phone, ran out there to take a picture of it.
So funny.
And in fact, the picture's up on my Instagram if you want to see. You
Oh,
can
yeah,
see
yeah, yeah.
The look of excitement, pure joy in my dad's face as he's holding that,
Right.
clutching the fish in his hand. Cassie's picture's on there too, but she's holding it on a string.
Yeah, she's on a stringer.
Which is, the smarter way. But
And then
my
Kaylee, our niece, caught one.
yeah, she did as well. She did. Everybody was really
Congratulations to us.
excited.
And it all started where we were just fishing. Basically the same day I think your dad caught, the same day everybody caught
It
our
was
fish.
the same day.
Same exact day.
Here's what we found out. We are in where we like to go fishing and camping and everything is really. I'm not going to give you our secret location
No, don't
because
do that.
I don't want you to book there. I'll just be honest. It's our secret. In fact, there's only a few people we've told about this place because it books so fast.
Hi, Terry. Thank you.
Terry Seymour knows it well. It's beautiful. But I will tell you this. It's in Bridgeport. So we love going to Bridgeport. We love going to Twin Lakes. We love going in that area.
Yes.
That's all I'm telling you. We go almost every year since our good friend Terry Seymour.
It's been about 9 years.
Recommended it to us before Cassie was even born. Our littlest was born.
Yeah.
So we were really excited about that. So we go to this place. We've always wanted to see, animals, and we always see tons of them. We see squirrels and what are those like flying squirrels? Oh my God, whatever they're called, sugar gliders.
I don't know.
We've seen all these different kinds of crazy
prairie
animals.
dogs looking things.
Prairie dog looking things. We've seen 1,000
Tons
deer.
of deer, a few elk.
Elk.
Yep.
We've seen some really incredible animals. And one time, our first trip
First trip, yes.
we saw a bear.
Yes.
But it was in the far distance. It was a funny
Probably about 100 yards
situation.
away.
Yeah, it was a good distance away. So since then, we've really not seen any bears. We wanted to.
Yeah.
We've always actively looked for them.
We've showed up to camp and missed one.
Yeah, that was like literally on the rock in front of our camp.
Last year.
And we were so bummed because we were looking for them and we never saw one.
And then we come back and our neighbor's like, hey, look at this picture of the bear that was standing 10 feet from where I'm standing right now about 10 minutes ago. We're like, damn it.
How did we miss this? How did we freaking miss the bear?
So
right now.
Right now, we're fishing on the bridge.
Yes.
Cassie's caught her fish. Papa's caught his fish. Go ahead, Cassie.
Kaylee caught her fish.
Kaylee caught her fish.
Then,
Yep.
all of a sudden, so
Dad says.
I wanted to stop fishing. Then I stopped fishing at the wrong time. So
Then.
right after that, my dad yells, "Bear!" He changes his voice. I heard.
I had that
tone,
get out now voice.
His tone went from, oh yeah, oh good job guys, to bear, there's a bear. And I'm
and
not
I think
even
the bears
kidding.
thought it was a mating call because it actually stood up.
It like stood up on its hind legs, out from the grass behind my dad and I.
Yes.
Luckily, my husband, you, were over with the little kids.
Yep.
And you, like, literally, I'm not even kidding. I turned around 1 second, and you guys were already gone.
Yeah.
You were gone, like, split so fast.
I'm afraid that I can't control everything when there's a bear there because obviously I can't control the bear, but I control the kids.
Right.
So
and
I
we
got
had
them
our
into safety right
dog,
away.
And
Yep.
we had
the fish that were
we had
sitting in the water.
Fish
Yeah.
now on a stringer.
Yep.
And I'm thinking to myself, I seriously, that was the first thing I thought of was, oh man, did we lose those fish? Like I really thought
Bear's gonna eat it.
I'm like, this
Oh
sucks.
no, I got that.
No, and I really thought, I'm like, we left the fish because you got up so fast.
Yeah.
I couldn't even. You don't move that fast anytime.
Well,
no, that was the fastest I've ever seen you move.
I don't want anybody to die.
So my dad and I are still on the bridge,
Yep.
closest to the bear. Mm-hmm. We turn around, and I don't know what it was. It was calm. It was a calmness that came over me. I wasn't scared.
You think the bear's going to charge you? You're like,
I looked at it, and it looked at me,
and said, "Do you have any
and
honey?"
it gave me a wink.
Did it?
And then it was like, Charmin is the way. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right.
No, and he just kept walking. And at this point, we think it's a boy because we're just assuming every bear is a boy. I don't know why. And it went walking. I grabbed my phone. My dad's like, who's got a camera? And I'm like, I do. So I get my phone out, and I'm taking pictures of the bear crossing the road and going back into the forest.
Correct.
But the forest he's walking into is towards our camp. So now my dad and I are dying. We're like, oh my God, we got to get back to camp. My dad looks at me and he goes, oh my God, I caught a fish and now I've seen a bear. This is amazing. And he like gives me a high five.
He was hype. He
was so excited. He was as excited as I was though.
Yeah.
We've been there again, 9 years, never seen a bear. Only one time.
Yep.
And again, just a bear butt.
Yeah,
it really
right?
wasn't like a bear, you know what I mean?
So
it was like
we saw it walk down the creek a little bit, and then we lost it in the trees. But in the meantime, we saw this couple walking across the creek where the bear was with a baby.
So now we're worried. Now we're thinking to ourselves, okay, this is not good. We have to go let those people know there's a bear because obviously you don't want to spook the bear. I'm sure the bear has no bad intention. I'm thinking I read that bear's mind.
Cassie does look like a rib.
And the bear said, I don't want nothing to do with you guys. I just want some water in this creek.
And then that guy's
and I want to get into that guy's ice chest. I want to get into that food.
So the first time we see the bear, it's coming across the road, but near the bridge where we're fishing, goes down the creek. What, Cassie?
So when my mom and Papa saw the bear, they were like, let's go take some pictures. Cool.
Yeah, we weren't
Let me take
afraid
a
whatsoever. Honestly, my dad was like, "Get me in the picture." It was just like that, Cassie.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that you probably know that story because Papa told you.
She's laughing.
Because you were gone.
Yeah, you
like
were.
she was gone
Oh yeah,
too.
I took her and all the nieces down.
Everybody was out.
So and I just so then we saw it. We went back to camp. We went and tried to see if those people wanted to ride with the baby. Mm-hmm. We went back to camp and then we just went for a walk. I went with a walk with Julene, our oldest. Mm-hmm. And I think that was pretty much it. Well, we walked.
We knew the direction that the bear was going, and it was still on the other side of the creek.
We
so
thought.
We thought. So we were thinking, well, we could still follow the path of the bear. It's on the other side of the creek. It's not going to come across the creek, right?
Exactly. So
it crosses the creek.
Yeah, we're sitting there, and Julian and I are just walking. I'm kind of walking toward the bushes and trees that are near the edge of the creek, but I don't see it. And then Julian goes, there it is, there it is, there it is. I go, where? And she points about 80 degrees to my right. So nowhere near where I was looking.
Oh, my God. See, you don't even know.
It was sitting between these two trees in this tall grass eating something. We didn't know what it was. So we ran into a guy over there. He's like, yeah, I got into that ice chest. We're like, oh, crap. So then we go back. It kind of runs off. We're like, okay, it's gone. We go back, and it's there again. And everybody's there with us now. All
now
the nieces,
the whole...
Aiden, Cassie, the whole
family,
campground.
our whole family, and the whole campground, yeah.
And mind you, the whole time Ruth is sleeping. She doesn't know there's a bear or anything. She's
My
laying there
mom
because she had a headache. She had a headache. Yeah, she wasn't feeling well. So we go in there. We look at the bear. We hang out a little bit. It goes into the ice chest again. It kind of goes over our fence, and it leaves. That's the first day we have the interaction.
Yes.
First time. We're like,
and it's
we're
pretty
stoked.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want to interact with it on the level of like going and giving it food. We're just watching it do what it's doing.
Exactly. We're not like threatening it. We're not running at it. We're not doing anything except zooming in with cameras and taking pictures.
Yeah, it was pretty
kind of giggling a little bit.
A lot of it.
Okay. So that was our first interaction with the bear. So later on that night, we're sitting there and we're around the campfire. It's dark. Everybody's gone to bed. My sister and my 3 nieces. Cassie and Aiden are in their room doing what, Cassie?
Watching Toy Story 2 for like the 15th time.
On the iPad, because that's the only movie we had.
Yep.
We're camping, guys, okay? We're roughing it. One movie only allowed.
We sleep inside, but we stay outside for everything else. There's no TV. There's just a refrigerator, a table, 3 beds, and that's it inside.
Yeah, it's a rustic campground,
Yeah.
so you don't have anything except for your beds indoors, which is great.
We keep all the food.
And kept us safe, because let me just tell you.
So the kids are in there, and everybody's gone to bed. Well, okay, what else?
They're singing a dumb song around the campfire.
Okay, yeah. See, I'm not there yet.
Let
you
us
went too
tell
fast.
our story, Cassie. Jeez, jumping ahead.
Always has to have the limelight.
Everything.
Always wants to be the shining star.
All around me are familiar faces.
That wasn't the song.
Stop it.
Okay, so it's just me, Julene, and Evelyn around the campfire.
Yes.
And they're kind of standing like right next to the campfire, and I'm kind of like right behind them, less than like 1.5 feet away.
And the reason we're standing around this campfire
Because it's dark.
We had just put it out.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Julene and I just started pouring. Well, actually, I was not cool with putting the fire out yet. But Julene's like, well, I have a bottle of water.
Yeah, she did that on her own.
So she decides to do that. We kind of had been joking about wanting to see more stars. So with the campfire, you can't really see all the stars because there's a lot of trees and stuff around us. She puts the fire out. We look at the stars. And, of course, we start singing Coldplay.
Yeah. You
Look
guys just
at
see
the
yellow.
stars. Look how they shine for you. So we're looking up, and now we are full blown knowing we are annoying Chris. That's all we're doing. We're singing as much as we get to, and it was all yellow, and it's pitch black. Okay,
It's
pitch
dark.
black, dark. We get to the part you're still,
And I join.
You start singing
I
with
just start
us,
singing.
and then
I look
your
at-
voice changes again.
Then I look over, and I see eyes, and I see the bear's head, and it's walking behind a tree that's not more than 4 feet away from us.
Right next to us. Like right next to us, you guys.
So I yell, "Get inside now, bear!" And they get inside, and the kids are like, "Wake up!" And then your dad comes outside. We're like, "Go back inside! There's a bear! Go back inside! Don't come out!" And we sit there, and basically, it walked up to. Okay, so we always set up pine cones in our campground for squirrels and chipmunks to come in. We put peanut butter and nuts on it and stuff, so they can come up and eat it. It's kind of fun to watch.
It's really fun to watch the squirrels interact with it because they jump on the
Exactly, they spin around, basically.
They spin around in
It's
little
like
circles.
It's like an outdoor gravitron for chipmunks.
I mean,
basically.
it's just look at you're camping and we're trying to give the kids some fun,
Exactly.
while like sitting there just kind of doing nothing, hanging out.
Well, we found out the bear likes peanut butter.
Oh my God, we're so dumb. Like we baited
We
the
were
bear.
4 feet away from
We
this bear as it walked up.
baited this
And it's a
bear
big-
into our campground.
So we get there, we stalk it for the night. It's in the garbage can. It climbs up a tree. That's when we go to bed.
I mean, no, but first off, it walks through our
yeah, it walks right
campground.
through the camp.
It doesn't even walk around our. It goes right through.
Right by the fire where it was still
fire
going
where
out.
it was.
Yeah.
After, of course, we're inside. It, for the record, I think our singing wooed it in. I mean, that's what I think.
You
Did
think
it?
it was like
I think-
encore? I was
like-
just getting my dessert.
I was. It was dinner and a show. You know
Right?
what I mean? It was
Yeah.
full on.
So it went in the garbage can.
Went in the garbage can, went up a tray. We
to
watched
bed.
it for maybe a solid 2 hours.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding. We were
Kids
so
were always inside.
amused by it. Cassie's crying though. She was not having it because it's nighttime. Nighttime and bears don't mix.
The trash can was bear proof.
It was.
How did they get in
So
there?
the bear opened it.
That's what's actually very true, Cassie, because the bear knows how to open those bear-proof
it's
trash
funny.
can dumpsters. It was weird.
It was. So the next morning we get up. I'm walking Aiden over to Auntie Misty's cabin, and I look over to my right, and I see the bear again. Right in the middle of in camp, walking through somebody's camp, going to somebody's balcony in one of the cabins. And so I'm like, oh, crap. So I run back. So we get going. We're doing this for like 3 or 4 days. Like at this point, it's like 3 or 4 days. Kids can't go anywhere farther away from us. We're sitting in like those circles that you see at the safari park. All the animals in like circles looking out, being like, make sure you don't see a bear. Go to the bathroom with somebody.
In watch circles. we're all back to back.
Protective circles. So we're doing that for like 5 days straight. And even the last night we were getting ready to go for a drive, the bear walks right through our camp and sat there and licked on that pine cone again. And we're like, oh, why did we take it down?
Well, we did.
No, we didn't.
We did, but no, it didn't have peanut butter on it anymore.
Oh, maybe
we did not put more on it because we were really weirded out about it.
Yeah.
And
but it still came up and found it again.
It still found it, and I think it still was like, oh, maybe there's some more on this thing.
So
we ended up burning those things.
Oh, yeah, we did. So the balcony that's near the pine cone that we hung up was about 7 feet away. So all these girls were taking selfies with this bear the last night we were there.
Oh my gosh, it was so funny.
So
the cabin right next to us. In fact, they need to send us that video.
Yeah, I gave them my email. So we're sitting there. Okay, so we're doing that for like 4 or 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
So we get home Saturday. Not gonna lie, went outside Saturday night when I got home. Walked very slow. Looked around
in our backyard.
And I'm looking around going, the hell am I doing?
Post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah. So then even this morning when I walk out there to do something with the pool, I walk by and I hear this noise in the bushes, and I swear to God I jumped. I'm like, what? So right now, I'm coming down from being afraid of bears outside.
Oh my God. You know what's the most funny about that, honestly, is you were like one of the toughest guys I know. But you were the biggest sissy I've ever seen when that came to that bear.
Well,
you did try to protect us. I will not lie. But you were more afraid of that bear than any one of us. Even more.
Well, it's because I can outrun the small ones. I know, right? Well, she could probably outrun me now.
Yeah, what are you talking about? You can outrun Cassie. No one can outrun Cassie.
But, I mean, I'm not lying. Even this morning I was walking by and I think an apple fell off a tree. Scared the holy hell out of me.
I jumped.
Oh yeah, I jumped.
You were such a baby.
I'm sorry.
You've
I'm
seen
over it.
raccoons in our backyard.
Over.
You've seen a possum in our water filter.
But bears can eat you. Possums, they just kind of bite you.
I am more afraid of possums, I think, right now.
You don't like rodents.
By the way, what we ended up finding out about the bear was there may have been 2 of them.
Like it had a cub.
One we think had a cub. And so that was the whole reason that the bear probably stayed around our campsite a little bit more than it needed to, because it hid the cub somewhere nearby our camp and realized, hey, there was tons of food.
It's a buffet out here.
And it is one of the busiest weeks.
Yep.
It was 4th of July week. There were tons of people there, tons of food.
It was crazy.
More food than necessary. And
tell me about
that bear knew.
Oh, yeah.
That
got
bear
into
knew.
about a dozen ice chests, I think. Got through a couple garbage cans. Ate our leftovers we left out one
Oh,
night.
yeah.
Like idiots.
Yeah. As of today, I had to go back to work, and that sucked.
Even though she has a cool
I
job.
love my job. I love my job. That's not a diss on my own job. It's a diss on going back to work after vacation.
Especially at 5 a.m.
Oh, God.
That was basically our right now?
It was so much fun right now.
All right.
I want to go back.
Yeah.
So something we do need to talk about, though, that happened most recently, actually happened while we were on vacation.
Yes.
Was these earthquakes. 2 really, really strong earthquakes that took place while...
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
We were up north. Actually, probably think a lot of people actually that knew where we were thought we were where these earthquakes
I got
were
text
taking
messages
place.
when we finally got reception.
My grandma called, was freaking out, thought that was the case. So let's talk about that.
No, the earthquake was a 7.1. The biggest one was in Ridgecrest, which was about halfway home, honestly, from where we were staying.
Right.
So we didn't necessarily know where it was at yet.
And we didn't feel it. No. And honestly, I think we probably could have felt it had we been paying attention, but we were all drunk.
Yeah.
I mean, we were on no, I'm just kidding. We weren't. But
wasn't it like 8 in the morning? No, it was 8
no,
at night.
at night.
Yeah.
It was at night. So the first one was 4th of July morning. Everyone knows this information probably by now if you're from out here. In Southern California, it's been a very giant topic because obviously we live in earthquake country.
Yep.
We are very close to the San Andreas Fault. There are a series of faults all around us, not just the San Andreas.
Yep.
And so it was kind of a big deal. That's why we got so many phone calls.
Yeah,
our family freaking out.
Which is great. Even my dad texted me from Washington when that's what was going on. So let's first start off with our introductions to earthquakes. Let's start with yours. You obviously were born and raised in SoCal.
Yes.
So what was the first time you remember an earthquake?
I honestly remember them very, very vividly. As a kid, I felt like there were way more of them than there are now.
Okay.
So when I was, I don't know, maybe like a first, second, third grade, all those years, I always felt like there was always an earthquake. Always an earthquake that was like 4 to 6, magnitude. In my mind, maybe that's because I was a tiny kid.
Do you think
it
it's
felt
because you were
different.
smaller, it was more traumatic?
Yeah, totally. I'm sure that I always felt like there was always an earthquake. But I really do think there were more earthquakes. Like my kids didn't actually feel an earthquake till they were well into their elementary, middle school years.
You're right.
So, I mean, our little ones are in elementary now, so they now know what it is. But Julene didn't know what an earthquake was until she was maybe 4th grade, 5th grade. I definitely had already been through many earthquakes by her age.
Yeah.
So, for me, I always thought they were kind of fun. I know that's weird, but I was a kid.
You were alive when the big one hit, right?
I was definitely when the Northridge earthquake hit.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I don't really remember that specifics of that one. I know my friend lived through it even more because she was Nicole. She lived in Northridge. She was with her dad when that happened, and it was traumatizing. So anytime I would endure an earthquake at work,
she
would freak. I'd always run for her office because I knew she would be panicked or something, because everyone has a different experience. One, though, really, really vivid, which is a really funny memory for me of an earthquake, is because whenever these earthquakes would happen, my brother and I would jump out of bed, or my parents would jump out of bed, depending on which one woke up, and we'd all race to each other, like, okay, everybody okay? Everybody okay? I remember always going and running into my parents' room, and they're like, everything's fine, and we would end up sleeping on the floor of their room, watching the seismologists, or what do they call geologists?
Whatever
I don't know
news
what they're
channel's
called.
running
the
that.
seismographicers.
You're just watching that needle go across the paper every 5 seconds.
We would watch it. We would watch them and then do the press conference, and it would always be the big thing on channel 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the channels just turned to earthquake coverage. One, though, was really funny. So, and not funny for the people that lived through it, but when we were coming home from vacation one year, we were at the river. We had rented a motorhome, and it was like the coolest thing ever. Well, there was an earthquake that had taken place. I think that same night we had just gotten home, right? Okay. And I remember feeling it, thinking, oh, wow, that's crazy. It was like a 5-point something. Yeah. Then we were unloading the earthquake. We were unloading the motorhome. No, earthquake on my mind. And everything was fine. I go to bed, and I think because my body was so used to the motion of the motorhome, I slept through that 7-point whatever earthquake that happened like up north of Big Bear or wherever it was up there. Again, this is a small, these are my memories from like when I was a kid, but
she can't remember what she ate yesterday.
You guys know. Unless it's the ahi tuna I'm having now, I'm not going to remember anything. No, so I remember. No, what I remember about it was that my family was so shocked I slept through it.
Really?
And so the next morning they didn't even wake me up, and I woke up and I heard the story, and I'm like, what? There was no earthquake last night. That's stupid. I would have woke up for that. That's a big one. They're like, you slept right through it. And I was like, well, was our house okay? And they're like, yeah, we were fine because we're far enough distance away, but still, there's a lot of damage. There was a lot. I think it was like closer in the upper desert.
It was a lot.
Yeah,
it was a lot.
There was a lot of stuff that had happened with that.
And that was your introduction to earthquakes that you remember?
I mean, my memories were just always running in my parents' rooms, and I I think we were afraid when we were little, but then there were so many of them that we just stopped being afraid of them. And it just turned into a, what do you do? Stop, drop, go under a table, cover your head. I mean, we had earthquakes, like I said, so often. We had drills at school, plus also my brother and I would be home alone. We were latchkey kids. And so we would have them at home in the afternoon and we'd be like, get under our really amazing hardwood table that we knew would never fall because it was like this zillion-year oak or whatever my parents had. I still
Petrified
wish
wood.
I had that table. I bet we could have refinished that table.
That's another podcast.
Okay, anyway.
All right. So my first introduction, actually, I moved to California in 2001. Now, when I moved to California, about 3 months after I moved, a large earthquake hit Seattle. If you remember.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I haven't felt an earthquake yet. I moved from Washington State, not in Seattle, near Seattle, like 3 hours away, to California, and I hadn't felt an earthquake yet. There was a big earthquake in Seattle. It caused a lot of damage because they're not used to earthquakes, even though they are on a fault line right there by the Puget Sound. So that was my first remembering, kind of like, oh yeah. When I was younger, I heard about them down in California, but never felt them or anything. So that was like the first, like, okay, well, I'm in California now. That can happen in Seattle. Then it can happen here. But my very first time, I think I remembered one. It was really funny. I was working at the alternative rock station out here in the IEX. It's gone now. And my boss was from South Dakota. And this earthquake happened. And I'm in my producer studio. There's a jock in the studio. There's people everywhere. I'm sitting there and it starts shaking. And it's shaking, okay. This isn't like my first time. And I'm like, okay, this is going a little bit longer than I'm used to. It's probably like 5-6 seconds. And it felt a lot longer. So I get up and I do what I've been told is stand in the doorway.
Yeah.
Which in a multi-story building is the dumbest thing you could do.
And they say never to do that anymore. That was like an old thing they said to do, yeah.
But all I hear in the background is, hey, can somebody from California tell me what to do? And I'm like, I've only been here for 3 years, man. I'm with you.
I don't know what to do.
And I think it was Bobby Sato that was like, get in but door jam, you idiots, or something like that. So that was the first time I remember an earthquake that actually affected me and made me remember everything that was going on. But that was the funniest thing for me, I guess. So
yeah,
and that's kind of like do you have so you have a bad earthquake story or a good earthquake story?
Earthquake stories were more about watching the devastation on TV for us because it was still so close to home. It was. You
knew people affected. Probably.
I knew people that had lost things or had some damage to their house or whatever. And I just always thought to myself, we're in a one-story house. Yeah. This is the perk of living in a one-story house.
Exactly. Don't have to go downstairs.
I mean, that was the one thing I was thinking as a smaller child, I
don't think I have a worse story, but I have a story that startled me.
Okay.
And it was an earthquake. I was working at the Game Show Network out in Santa Monica, and it was a 3-story building, and we were on the 3rd story.
Okay.
We're up there. We're getting ready for the show, and the building starts moving.
I remember this.
Building starts moving. So we're sitting there, and I'm on the 3rd floor going, well, by the time I get to like the 2nd floor, we'll be fine. So we all get up, we kind of get to door jams, and it's over quickly. So I'm like, okay, cool. Nothing, no big deal, no problem, nothing. We're getting ready to start the show, and then I'm looking around, and I don't see anybody in the hallways except for like the GSN radio people. Now, there wasn't a lot of people there already.
Yeah, right.
But there was enough people down in certain areas on that floor where I knew people were around. I didn't see anybody. So I went to the elevators and I looked around and nothing. I go out to the side window and I'm looking out and everybody's leaving the building.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, what is going on? So I open up one of the windows and it opens enough for me to yell at someone because 3rd story is not that high. And I go, what's going on? They go, it's a gas leak. You should get out of the building.
Oh, shit.
Could you have warned us a little bit, please?
Where's the alarm?
I don't know, but we all
Nobody
had to
even pulled the alarm, like a fire drill alarm.
Everybody's just walking out, and I'm like, all right, cool. All right, let's go, guys. Everybody get out. So then we had to wait for like an hour and a half till they figured out they fixed it or whatnot, and then we went back into the show. But I remember that going, thanks for the warning, people.
Yeah, exactly. Like we lived through this earthquake, but we might not live through the gas leak, and that's the truth about earthquakes.
Yeah.
And it's something that we learned even just with the recent earthquakes here in Ridgecrest and in Trona.
Yep.
Though the thing that's the most devastating isn't the shaking itself, it's what it shakes loose. It's the aftermath. It's buildings, you know what I mean? It's things around you that can fall.
Yep.
But also
Bookshelves
things that can break.
Yep.
And gas lines can break.
Sprinkler lines.
And
all
that's
that
why
stuff.
there were fires and that's why there are things like that.
Nobody had water.
Nobody had water, because the lines broke. So I mean, I think that's when you have to start thinking about what do you want to have. You know,
that leads me right to my next topic: earthquake
preparedness.
Kit.
Yeah. Well, one little story about just a couple days ago. We're driving past Ridgecrest. right after this earthquake happens.
Yes,
Okay,
we are
literally right after.
Literally watching news vans drive past us,
yeah. Going up to Ridgecrest. We stop at a little Texaco and talk. I start talking to the guy inside. I'm like, hey, how you doing? You know, that earthquake pretty scary last night, or you know, whatever. And he's like, oh my gosh, it rocked so hard. And he goes, and I'm kind of, you know, I've been talking to some of the geologists that keep coming through, and I'm like laughing. I'm like, really? And he goes, well, I'm kind of an amateur geologist myself. And I'm like, all right, dude.
That's just after working there that day.
And he works at Texaco, and he's like, I'm an amateur geologist. He was the sweetest old man. I'm like, yeah, okay, tell me. Right, Cassie was standing there with me, and I'm like, well, what do you got? And he goes, well, I think this is, you know, this is a precursor to the big one, and it was kind of one of those. What they're saying is, and my theory is what I told the geologist, and he was along with it. He thinks it's true too. Is before the San Andreas fault is actually going to erupt, it has to move some faults on the side of it.
Sorry, you lost me already.
It's got to move some sand and earth away on the sides of it to make way for what's going to happen. And I'm like,
sounds convincing.
Okay, so what are you saying? And he's like, well, I think it's a direct precursor to the big one. And I'm like, I wish you hadn't told me that.
Is that like when you open an Oreo cookie, you got to twist it first and make sure it's all loose, and then you can pull it apart?
Exactly.
All right, so we have the Oreo cookie effect.
Okay,
all right.
This is what it is.
Okay.
It's a very good reference. So I say, well, what did the geologist say? And he goes, well, he doesn't think it's a direct precursor, but what he said was, is in time, yes, that's possible that the the fault lines next to the San Andreas are going to erupt first, and then within the next 150 years, we might have the big one. And I'm like, oh God, okay, never mind.
I ain't gonna
Thank
worry
you for
about
not
it
freaking me out.
All right, but then you said that in the car, and all the kids were like, "What, Mom? We're all gonna die?"
And I'm like, wait, there's a punchline. 150 years, you guys. We're
It'll
okay.
be your kids.
Don't worry.
It'll be our grandkids.
It'll be our grandkids. No, I've just got to make sure my nursing home is near the beach, so I fall directly into the ocean. Water. And I'll die a happy death.
Okay, so I looked up some things because I know you like to have, and we like to have, a learning lesson kind of thing. But
well, we have to end with a.
I'm not ending yet,
people need to know about what they should do if they live in California or really anywhere that has earthquake.
But what I'm getting to is that when you do have a prepared kit for earthquake, they say make sure there's water. Food,
of course.
Battery powered or hand crank radio or flashlight, first aid kit, batteries, whistle for help. That's a big one.
Yeah, I know.
If you're stuck in the debris, you have to find that whistle, and you're not gonna be able to breathe. People have like wrench, pliers, manual can opener, local maps, all that stuff. Okay,
got it.
All right. So cell phone batteries, extra stuff. What would you put in there that's like unorthodox, like
non-traditional, like things
like
that
you're like I gotta grab my makeup, like stuff like that.
Okay. All right.
What would you grab?
Oh gosh. Okay. I'm gonna need a second to think about this.
Yeah.
I probably grab...
Besides obvious things like children.
Like my flat iron. No, I'm just kidding.
You're like my nose trimmer. I have to bring that.
You know what I'm going to grab? I am going to grab my dry shampoo.
Okay. All right.
Because if I'm not going to be able to do my hair the way I want it, and I don't want to walk around greasy.
So for all the guys out there, what the hell is dry shampoo? It's just a product you spray in your hair?
Yeah. So it's a shampoo. It's like a powdery shampoo that you spray in your hair to prolong your blowouts. So what blowouts are?
Sorry, you're going to have to put definitions for all these things down next time. I don't know what you're talking about.
So when you do your hair and you have it like straightened out, or you've blown dry
certain hairstyle.
Style.
Okay.
In order to keep it that way without having to wash it all the time, because women don't like to wash their hair every single day. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And it's a lot of work to, put it together. Guys, you have a maid for that.
I haven't brushed my hair in years.
I know. Sadly, I've noticed.
All I do is put gel in it and spike them. Anyway, keep going. So your dry shampoo.
Yes, dry shampoo.
Okay.
That would be my one non-traditional item.
Yeah.
I'd probably be like, where's my dry shampoo?
On my way out.
I would totally grab it.
Like, grab the kids, grab the keys. Come
Where's
on, everybody go.
But it would work for not just me. It'd work for my girls, too.
I
have two daughters.
See, and mine's kind of the same way.
I'm thinking about my children.
Mine's kind of the same way. I'm like, I'd probably grab my laptop. Because then all the kids can watch movies while I'm calling the insurance.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, no, it was the whole garage.
Yes.
It was like an Oreo cookie. It was twisted right off, but our kit was right in the middle. It was fine.
It was totally fine.
But probably
until Aiden starts complaining about no Wi-Fi.
Aiden be grabbing the Switch. Get it quick,
Grab the Switch!
Get the games!
I need my Switch!
I'm grabbing the TV off the wall like in that commercial. We have more room in the car. Let's grab the TV. So,
God, what else?
Make sure you guys go online for anything else. Just Google. What did I Google? Hold on. I Googled earthquake preparedness kit or earthquake safety kit. And then it'll give you all the stuff to list. Big things: water, canned food, stuff that won't go bad.
Of course.
And like first aid kits. Those are the top 3.
Yeah, for sure. And you want to have even those like emergency blankets, things like that because you might get cold. You don't know what time of year this is going to happen.
You know what's funny is I remember growing up in Washington, and they had all those commercials where they're like, "Oh, look, buy this ladder. It folds out of a window, your second-story house, because you want to get out in case of a fire," which was great. But I don't see any of those for earthquakes.
No, because you're already on the floor. You're falling.
All right, what up, Cassie?
So I would be like, if there was one, I would have to bring my dance bag.
Your dance bag. That's a good emergency kit.
Yeah, because you can still dance in pajamas, especially if it happens in the middle of the night.
Well,
you'd be in pajamas.
True, but she would need her dance shoes.
Is that ever a fear of yours by chance?
What?
Sleeping in your underwear?
Oh, yeah, see. That's why
I mean, we have kids, so of course we don't do it that often.
No.
But if we do it, there's an earthquake.
Sleep in my underwear.
I know you don't, but
sorry, I hate to break your heart, but there's a reason.
Even when the kids aren't here,
yeah,
she usually doesn't because of that thought of like, well, I can run out of the house in boxer briefs. I'm good, but you, you're showing all the bits.
No, I'm going to show, and then like the whole neighborhood.
Yeah, like,
and
hey,
now
look, it's a full moon and an earthquake.
Like, did you see the size of that crack in the hearth?
Oh, ouch.
No, but not only that, just the way that people are with their phone culture now.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be all over the internet.
They'd be shaking, just taking pictures of you while the earthquake's shaking them.
Yeah, like they don't even care. It's like, yeah, exactly. World star.
And that stabilizer. I am the one.
God, this woman wasn't wearing any clothes.
So Google that stuff, guys, and keep yourself prepared. And just honestly, make sure, especially if you have children, to make sure you know what you're doing.
Just have a plan. Make
it while you eat. I'll eat tuna because this is
Make
good.
a plan with your family.
We got to get out of here. Thank you all for listening. Go to thisisfunner.com. That's where you can click on my ugly mug and get all my social stuff. You can click on Evelyn's beautiful face and get her social stuff.
All my social stuff too. And you can see some really good on our socials. You can see all the pictures that we just are talking about all these with our vacation and the bears and all kinds of other goodies.
All that really fun stuff that we have going on.
All the funner stuff.
Funner. Okay, so we do have a few people that commented online. We have some 5-star ratings, which is awesome.
Hey,
Thank you all
thanks,
so much.
guys. You like us?
Thank you, Gina D.Yo, one of my favorite stories, and I'm involved. Can't wait to listen more.
Nice.
Mason Mom 15, I love you both so much. I love the show and feels like you're right in the room next to us. Eavesdropping. I can't even say eaves.
Eavesdropping.
Everyone is so lucky to feel like they're a part of your lives, and luckily I am. You are funner.
Oh, you guys, I love that. That's the whole idea, is that you guys feel like you're just sitting with us at their table, eating dinner with us, and telling stories and having fun and talking about it.
And we bring our kids in, like what Cassie was on it today. We're going to do some other games and trivia stuff.
Yo.
And other than that, thisisfunner.com. You can go and click on any of the logos to subscribe to our shows. And to wrap it all up, Cassie, what would you bring if there was an earthquake besides me?
Pinky 2.0. Especially Pinky because I was born with her.
And to explain what Pinky is Pinky is Cassie's baby pink blanket. And then she got a one when she was about 6. That's a little bit bigger that covers her all the way up. And that's Pinky 2.0 because we're nerds.
Yes.
All right, say goodbye, Cassie.
Peace.
Catch you later.
Thanks for listening.
Conversate with us.
Conversate with us.
Thank you for listening to Conversate with us.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right. ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.